If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you aren't, welcome back. My name is Mika, and this is Jessie. In 2021, we moved into an abandoned house in Shikoku, Japan's smallest main island. While living in the countryside has its challenges, the benefits are numerous. We have ample space to garden, connect with our neighbors, and are constantly surrounded by wildlife and nature. For the past year, we've experienced the joys and challenges of living in the countryside. So, here's a glimpse into our countryside life in Japan and how we've adapted so far. We reside in Kochi, Shikoku's largest prefecture. Kochi is known for a few things, but if you ask me what one of their draws are, I would say that it's the natural landscape. With the mountains on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other, Kochi is abounding with outdoor activities such as surfing, canyoning, and river rafting. The Shimanto River, running through much of Kochi, is Japan's last free-flowing river, with the submergible Chinkabashi bridges designed to submerge during the rainy or typhoon season. Many visitors and locals take advantage of the rivers by going fishing, kayaking, or swimming, especially during the hot summer months. We just recently had our first dip of the year, which was a delightful way to start the warming season, even though the water was a little cold. Due to our remote location, living in the countryside of Japan requires some thoughtful planning. We live roughly 30 minutes from the nearest supermarket, convenience store, or restaurant. Local buses are scarce, so we heavily rely on a car to meet our daily needs. We usually make 2 weekly trips to town to shop for essentials at the grocery store. Our trip also includes stops at the hardware store and gardening center, among other necessities. Our favorite place to buy fish is at the local fish market, which always sells fresh fish caught by local fishermen on the same day. Sometimes we treat ourselves to miniature taiyaki pastries filled with custard and azuki beans from the food stalls inside the grocery store. They're always a delightful treat for the ride back home. Although we love Japanese food, we do find ourselves craving certain food items from back home. To satisfy these cravings, we have taken to baking our own bread, making dill pickles, and even considering making cheese. Not only does this help alleviate our homesickness, it also allows us to share a taste of our hometown flavors with our neighbors, who have been so generous with their own.
Let's see.
We've also started gardening, with neighbors always close by to lend a helpful hand. Last year, we exchanged our ume plums and persimmon fruits with their homegrown vegetables. It's a continuous cycle of giving and receiving. It's just one of the many delightful perks of living in the countryside. Since there are no restaurants, cafes, or bars nearby, we often have dinners and hangouts with our closest neighbors at home. Recently, I made California rolls for a potluck as a fun way to introduce our North American mashup on sushi, but they didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped. Lesson learned: never bring sushi rolls to a potluck if you've never made them before. Nonetheless, our neighbors appreciated the gesture. Perhaps one of the biggest questions I get on social media is how we're able to live alongside so many different critters. Living in an old house like ours means accepting the critters that make themselves at home. The huntsman spiders that once frightened me are now just a regular part of our surroundings. It may be hard to believe, but we have grown quite fond of them, proving even the scariest things lose their edge with enough time. During the spring, the rice fields around our house come alive with tiny tadpoles, which eventually grow into a chorus of frogs and toads. Throughout the year, the fields are always a thriving environment of black kites, ducks, and herons. At night, the critter landscape changes. Geckos and frogs cling to the house's windows and doors.
Oh, Froggy. Look at his little fat belly.
We learned quickly to give the doors a little shake when exiting the house at night to avoid any lizards from unexpectedly falling on our heads and startling us. Centipedes come in different types. The Gechi centipede is a creature that helps keep pests like cockroaches at bay. Meanwhile, the Mukade centipede can deliver a painful bite, but they're not lethal. And while they look ferocious, they are a fascinating creature to look at up close. Just make sure to shake out your shoes or bedding before getting in, because these guys like to hide out in cozy spots. All of these creatures have become a familiar part of our landscape, adding a unique flavor to our countryside experience. They are an inextricable part of the country life here, and we have learned to welcome their presence, not fight them. One of the most time-consuming but equally rewarding chores is bath preparation. We don't have a hot water tank, so we rely on a wood-burning stove connected to a kerosene heater to heat the cold water. Firewood sellers are scarce, or sell expensive bundles of firewood, so we've taken to finding our own firewood sources, a challenge in its own right. Last year, we processed a load of leftover wood from a highway crew that had cleared it for road maintenance. After we ran out of this, we resorted to wood ends from lumber yards while we searched for more fallen trees. From start to finish, filling and heating the cold tub of water takes under 2 hours, but it's worth it. During the warmer months, the frog's croaks are nearly deafening, creating its own natural landscape. It's a beautiful experience to turn off the lights and listen to the sound of wild frogs at night while sitting in a wood-heated bath. Living in the countryside comes with many challenges and more than a little hard work. Many nights we're tired and lighting the fire for the bath seems like a challenge. But when you wake up in the morning and have that first cup of coffee on the deck, gazing out at the freshly flooded rice paddies, you remember that it isn't just work, it's a way of life. Do you have any ideas of what you'd like to see in the next video? Please leave in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye!